color polishing on the Chevron Antwerp. We did this October the 9th, 1993. This is the vertical side up on the starboard bow of the vessel. We found the vertical sides clean. They had some algae growth on them, some grass, but the overall was kind of clean. You see some holidays from the last hull cleaning is these little spots of green grass and algae here. This area is up between the bow and the midship of the vessel. There's a light algae growth on the vessel's vertical sides, but it's very light right now. There's areas where there were barnacle growth, like right here, like some operational damage, and then barnacle growth. What you see there is barnacle bases. That's not actual full barnacles. Those were cleaned off in the last cleaning. This is a midship on the starboard side, draft marks. Those barnacle bases were left there after the barnacles were cleaned off, and the reason why you saw the algae grass growth in between them was because that's the area that the cart was not run in and brushed that off because of the barnacles. There is some paint cracking, mud cracking on this vessel. You can see. This is the top of the bilge keel. You can also see mud cracking through this green slime. This is a bilge keel on the starboard side of the vessel. Now we are underneath the bilge keel on the starboard side. There's some paint delamination. Some of it's due to the mud cracking. Some of it's just due to the paint peeling off or maybe scraping something. The bilge keels were in good shape. We didn't see any dings or bends in them. This is the flat bottom. This is a dry dock block on the flat bottom. This is near midship area. We found barnacle growth on these blocks like maybe every other one. The barnacles on here ranged anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches. Here's a block with maybe 10 barnacles on it. The first block you saw was about 80% coverage. They vary quite a lot in this area. One block will be full of barnacles and the next blocks won't have hardly any. This is underneath the port bilge keel. You can see some damage from something scraping the paint about the center of that bilge keel plate. And also there's a lot of barnacles growing on the bottom edge of it. Sort of looks like this thing ran aground or something right there. Scraped the outside edge and this piece underneath here. Of course, something could have got caught under there and scraped that paint off too. Now we're on top of the bilge keel on the port side of the vessel. Here's a close-up. You can see the mud cracking, and you see the little fine algae growth on the vessel. This is the port main sea chest intake gratings. They were clean on this vessel. This is the main discharge port on the port side of the vessel. We saw some barnacles growing on here, but we didn't see anything obstructing the valve butterfly from working properly. This is the speed log on the flat bottom of the vessel in the stern section. It was very clean. We didn't see any damage to it at all. These are the blocks in the stern area of the vessel. There's quite a bit more concentration of marine growth, such as these barnacles, in this area. Here we are moving forward from the aft area forward on the vessel, and you'll see that these get thicker and become more coverage on more blocks as we continue on this way. Now we're going from the stern area forward on the vessel, headed toward the bow. This is the sea scoop. We didn't see any damage to the sea scoop. All the bolts holding this grating in place were there and secure. Over on the right bottom of this picture, you see an anode that was up inside the scoop area. It's just lodged right there on that corner. So we removed it and got rid of it. Now we're on the starboard vertical side in the stern area of the vessel. This is the starboard main sea chest intake gratings. They're also clean. There's a little condenser cleaning inside when we did this vessel, and that's that milky water that you see coming out of the top of there. This is an auxiliary grating. After that main chest grating, you see it is clogged with barnacles. Those need to be removed. This is the port stern of the vessel. You can see the condition of these anodes here. I'd say these anodes are anywhere from 50% to 10% still intact. In other words, they're in pretty bad shape. This is the rope guard area. There's some barnacles growing here, some hard shell. We didn't see any fishing line or any kind of rope down inside here obstructing this tube area. These are the propeller blades. We found the propeller to be about a D to D minus on the Rupert scale. And what we found is some algae, but mainly we found a bryozoan mat, which is the crustacean that we always find on these propellers. This bryozoan mat is an individual cell, marine cell, that's usually in a crustacean family, and they buddy up, and they just keep getting thicker and thicker and thicker, more so. That's a little algae grass on the cap. This is the bryozoan mat and some algae growing together on these propeller flukes. This is underneath the rudder shoe. This is the area where we normally check the pintle bearing clearance. This is barnacles on the trailing edge of the nozzle area. Some algae growth on the bottom of the nozzle. Here we're going to go to the top of the nozzle. Up here there is an area of cavitation eating into the top of the nozzle itself. Here you'll see this strip of cavitation on the nozzle is in the track of the propeller blades. It's approximately 8 to 10 feet long. The profile depth of this cavitation into the steel, I would say the deepest spot is like 1/4 of an inch. So it's not all the way through the nozzle. Here you can see it here. This is the I would say the worst spot right along this area here. This is right in the top of the nozzle, about 12 o'clock. This area here is about 1 o'clock. This is all the rudder area. This is the rudder itself. This is the propeller now in the process of being cleaned. This side, which is the aft side of the prop, the pressure side, is cleaned, and that's what you was looking at coming in here. Here you will see actually the diver working on the forward side of the propeller. You can see the difference when he takes the polishing machine here and actually removes this bryozoan mat that we've been talking about. You can see the difference right there. The propeller now is about Bravo everywhere. Compared to the Rupert scale gauge, it's a Bravo on the Rupert scale. dust that you see coming off there, that's the briar zone. That's the little animals that we're just waxing off of there. This is near the end of the video. If we can be of any help, you have any questions, just call us. Be glad to help you.